In the quiet English countryside, a story so bizarre unfolded that it has puzzled historians for nearly 1,000 years. Imagine this: two children with skin as green as fresh leaves, speaking an unknown language, claiming to come from a twilight underground world. This isn't science fiction. This is the 12th century mystery of the Green Children of Woolpit. The year was approximately 1150, during the tumultuous reign of King Stephen. Woolpit, a small village in Suffolk, England, was known primarily for its wolf pits, deep trenches dug to trap predators threatening local livestock. But on one ordinary harvest day, local farmers discovered something far stranger than wolves. Two children, a boy and a girl, emerged from one of these pits. Their appearance immediately caused alarm throughout the village. Their skin was described as having a distinct green hue, unlike anything the villagers had ever seen. Their clothing was made of unfamiliar materials, and when they tried to communicate, they spoke in a language no one recognized. The frightened and confused children were taken to the home of Sir Richard de Caulnay, a local landowner. Initially, they refused all food offered to them until someone brought them beans with their stalks. The children showed immediate recognition, but instead of eating the beans, they opened the stalks, appearing disappointed to find them empty. The boy, who was younger and seemingly more fragile, grew increasingly weak and eventually died shortly after their discovery. The girl, however, survived. As time passed, she gradually adapted to her new environment. Her green coloration slowly faded, and she learned to eat other foods. Eventually, she learned to speak English, and what she revealed was extraordinary. According to the girl, she and her brother came from a place called St. Martin's Land, a subterranean world where there was no sun, but rather a perpetual twilight. She described a green landscape and a luminous atmosphere. When asked how they arrived in Woolpit, she explained that they had been herding their father's cattle when they heard a loud noise, similar to bells. Following the sound, they found themselves in a cave. Curious, they ventured deeper until they emerged from the pit into the blinding sunlight of our world. The girl, who was baptized and given the name Agnes, eventually integrated into medieval English society. Historical records suggest she later married a royal official from King Henry II's court, a man from Lynn, Norfolk. Some accounts describe her as rather loose and wanton in her conduct, suggesting she never fully conformed to the strict social norms of medieval England. This remarkable tale was documented by two reputable chroniclers of the time: Ralph of Coggeshall, a Cistercian monk who wrote about the incident around 1220, and William of Newburgh, whose account appeared in his Historia Rerum Anglicarum around 1189. Their independent recordings of the same strange event lend credibility to the core story, even if details vary between accounts. But what could explain this bizarre phenomenon? Over the centuries, numerous theories have emerged. Some historians suggest the children may have been immigrants, perhaps Flemish, whose parents died in the forests. Their skin could have been discolored by malnutrition, specifically chlorosis, or green sickness, caused by dietary deficiency. Their strange language might have been Flemish, unintelligible to the English villagers. Others propose more fantastical explanations. Could they have been extraterrestrials, visitors from a parallel dimension? Or perhaps they emerged from an elaborate underground cave system. Their skin turned green from lack of sunlight or a diet of unfamiliar plants. Folklorists point to similarities with fairy tales across cultures, stories of underground realms and their inhabitants occasionally crossing into our world. The children's description of St. Martin's Land bears striking resemblance to the Celtic otherworld, a place existing alongside but separate from our reality. Some scholars have suggested the story might be allegorical, representing the struggle of marginalized communities. The green skin could symbolize otherness, while their eventual integration, losing their green color and learning English, might represent assimilation into the dominant culture. What makes this case so compelling is not just its strangeness, but its historical documentation. Unlike many medieval legends, the Green Children were reported by contemporary chroniclers as fact, not folklore. Nearly 9 centuries later, the mystery remains unsolved. The village of Woolpit still exists, with a village sign depicting the Green Children as a reminder of its most famous historical incident. Local traditions keep the story alive, and the tale continues to inspire artists, writers, and researchers. Perhaps what fascinates us most about the Green Children of Woolpit is not just the possibility of parallel worlds or underground civilizations, but what the story reveals about human nature. When confronted with the utterly unknown, we struggle to categorize it within our existing framework of understanding. The villagers of medieval Woolpit face the same challenge we would today. How do we make sense of something that defies explanation? In our modern world of satellite mapping and scientific exploration, it's easy to believe there are no mysteries left. But the enduring enigma of the Green Children reminds us that history holds secrets we may never fully unravel. Some questions remain unanswered, some stories unfinished, and perhaps that's what keeps us searching, wondering about the boundaries between our world and what might lie beyond. The Green Children of Woolpit, a medieval mystery that continues to challenge our understanding of history, reality, and the unexplained phenomena that occasionally pierce the veil between worlds we know and worlds we can only imagine.